You might not say crap, but there's children here, so I thought I would clean it up a little bit. You know, Tommy was all about respect. And the fact that you are all here right now shows your respect to Tommy. So the family thanks you very much. We certainly appreciate it. And I'd like to introduce a living legend. We're just blessed that he lives in our area. At one time, this guy was the center of the universe. He had John Wayne, Marilyn Monroe, the Beatles, all these people coming to see him. And now here he is, our good friend. Ladies and gentlemen, the legendary Joey D.
Thank you, Marvin. I'd like to say it's an honor to be here, and I'd like to give a couple of recollections of Tommy when I first met him. I met him on US 19 in Newport Richey, a place called Memories, when I first heard him sing with a group called the Saints. And I was overwhelmed by the sheer volume that this guy had, let alone the quality of his voice. He could sing loud. And I always told Tommy this, and I said, Tommy, if you ever had proper training when you were younger, you could have been another Pavarotti. And what happened was, after that, I gave him the nickname, and it stuck. I called him the Pavarotti of rock and roll. And that's exactly what he was. Tommy was a rara avis, which means a one of a kind. You're not going to see another Tommy again. Okay, I just want to say that he left us with such great music. Thank God he met Johnny Maestro, and they made all these great songs together. And I had the pleasure of singing with Tommy at so many different venues later on in life. The first time I think Tommy ever performed in a real big arena was Ruth Eckerd Hall in Clearwater, Florida, when I had a show honoring some of the greatest singers in show business. And guess what? Tommy held his own with some of the best. I'm talking superstars, guys that had #1 records and girls that had #1 records. Nobody could top Tommy, no matter what kind of records you had. You didn't want to follow Tommy on any kind of show. I always went on before Tommy because the sheer quality of his voice and the uniqueness of his voice made it difficult for anybody to try to come on after Tommy did his thing. And Tommy was like a group called the Grateful Dead that I can equate to. They had such a great following, and that was Tommy. Whenever he appeared at a place, people would come back in droves to see him again and again and again. And I had the good fortune of singing with him right here at SPRINGSTEAD High School several times with people like Barbara Lewis and Larry Chance and the Earls and some of my idols, people that I admired. And I want to say it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with Vicki and Jennifer and all the rest of the family, and my dear friend Marvelous Marvin, who always shows up when he has to show up. He knows when to be at a place. And I came here specifically to honor T.Mara and the wonderful music that he left behind. God bless Tommy and his family, and God bless all of you for coming out. And thank you very much.
Thank you guys all for coming out. I know it's super hot, and I'm so thankful that you're all here. Thank you, Uncle Joey, for speaking to my father's amazing musical legacy. But something I also wanted to talk about was my father's gift of nepotism. He never said no, never turned his head. You needed something, he was there in a heartbeat. One of the most precious gifts he gave to this county was taking over this property and helping bring the theater back to life. It's still a work in progress, but we're so proud of everything that he did. And on behalf of my family, my brother, my sister-in-law, and my niece that came from out of state, all of our beautiful family and friends, thank you so much for being here. And Mark's gonna untarp the sign, I'm gonna not cry, and it's gonna be a beautiful rest of the day. Make sure you get food from the food trucks, they came a long way to be here.